Alright boys, I'm not gonna lie, I got ramen in the microwave right now and I'm very excited to go eat it. Basically in this video what we're talking about is obviously a lot of things are changing going into Madden 21 compared to Madden 20. That's a given. Everyone knows that. My hair's a little messed up. I don't care. So what I really want to talk about is the style of offense that we've seen a lot in Madden 20 and what's not really going to work in Madden 21 compared to what will work in Madden 21. I'm going to give you a breakdown of both of those. Okay, if you guys are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell icon, like the freaking video, directly helps me in the YouTube algorithm, and on top of that, give me a little comment. Let's just go hashtag CivWave. I got nothing else more creative. Hashtag CivWave in the comment section below, boys. And really, I just want to go PA counter go. And this is going to give a good example of a lot of offense that we saw this year. Just get to standard cover 2, and let's get over to the correct hash. Okay, we're in gun trips tight end. This is not a formation. This is not a mini scheme. This is not a glitch play scheme, whatever. This is really just concepts I'm talking about. And really just walking it through. Throughout this video, I'm going to talk about a lot of different things. So make sure you don't click off early, or else there's a good chance you're going to miss something that might end up being important to you next year. Alright, so what we saw a lot of this year was something along like this line right here, right? So let's motion Hill over. And something like this, crossers, really trying to push the field vertically. You're going to see, we're going to look for this crosser, then we're going to look for this backside dig. This is a concept that we saw, a fair amount. There's just similar things like this. We saw deep corners, a lot of things stretching the field vertically, I don't have any deep corner plays in this. Oh, sure. Yeah, so, let's mimic this right here. And, this is another concept that we saw quite a bit of in Madden 20, where, you just have the deep corner, you have something underneath, and you roll out, throw the corner out. Those things, obviously, as we know with zone drops and some other stuff with changes into the game, those things are not going to be as plausible, I guess is the right word. These things are not going to be as viable, but due to the fact that you can put your quad flats to go defend that corner route now. You can put your quad flats and you can put a hard flat, so now you're mabling that side, and the sideline's not going to get as open like that, or at least to the extreme that you're looking for. A lot of times what I'm expecting in Madden 21 is that people are going to be pushing their zones deep, making you have to take underneath checkdowns, right? Okay, so one of the big things, you really start to look back at Madden 19 for a good way to really attack this. Now, one of the ways is I've been doing this all year. A lot of you guys already know about this, but it's something as simple as running the idiot beater here, where basically the whole idea of the passing game going into Madden 21, what I'm expecting is going to be stretching the field horizontally compared to really stretching it vertically like we used to this past year. Stretching the field horizontally is what is probably the method we're going to be going to. So running plays like this where none of these routes really go more than 15 yards up the field. You see that corner out and wheel hitting a max of 15 yards. This type of play is going to stretch the defense out extremely horizontal, which is going to stop people from being able to blitz you as well if you're able to make the reads. And it's going to really stretch these zones out, like I keep saying, horizontally. They're going to stretch them out horizontally, and with the biggest reason why this is going to be a bigger thing this year is that rat catches are so much better. Now, this year, obviously, if you were to throw something like this, and I'll just, give a quick little demonstration of it, an out route versus a cloud, you're going to see that we just got hit for, incompletion, almost a pick. Sometimes you get hit for a loss of yardage. This throw next year is going to be viable. This throw right here next year is going to be viable unless, they're actually putting hard flats, which if they're putting hard flats, right here you see, I'm able to get 3 yards before I was going to get hit. Obviously, that throw isn't viable this year. It's just not. And it's very, very frustrating to deal with as a passer because it's a good read. You're taking the underneath, you're doing what you're supposed to do. Right here's another concept where we have a comeback and an out route, and you're going to see this cloud really play both of them. Look, we'll be able to throw this. And any kind of good quick, we're playing the Jets on CPU right now, and I don't even know if this is for sure all Madden, to be totally honest with you guys. It's just the throws are so tight and so contested underneath, especially when we get into MUT, where running this style of offense just isn't super viable. But, like I keep saying, next year, you're going to see route concepts like this become much more prevalent. Just something like this where now they're going to have to start mabling this side, and even right here, even in regs is not terrible. It's just we only get 5 yards. Next year, you're looking at getting 6, 7, 8 yards on that type of throw because the cloud flat's going to have to drop back. And it's going to make games a lot more, it's going to make people be a lot more strategic with their zone drops because unless you want to mabel this side and, mabling, putting 2 flats over there, that's what that means. One hard flat, one, longer, bigger flat like a cloud dropping back to 20 or so yards. You're going to be giving up one of these, and this is where you're going to see a big difference between passers. And some passers are going to be able to make this read all the time. You see right there another example of a rack animation giving me, I literally got hit for a loss of nothing, or a gain of nothing rather. And that's a huge, 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 huge flaw in this year's passing game. So the biggest thing, you want to be able to attack the field vertically so much next year, and it's going to be such a huge deal. Even things like this with this tight end out route, this is still okay this year. Next year, you're going to be able to get some actual halfway decent yardage. Right there, I got about 4. Next year, you're looking at 5, 6, 7. And while that doesn't seem that big at first, when you're running this type of check down offense, those extra 1, 2, 3, 4 yards is really big. But this year, like I keep saying, you're not going to be able to spam the corner routes. Sorry, thrown. You're not going to be able to spam the deep post or anything like that. You're not going to because of the zone drops being so effective. Someone can literally zone drop this B route right here, and that cloud can take it away, and then all they have to do is use the backside in route, okay? And so basically, let me jump into instant replay and talk about that exactly what I mean when I say that, because it is a big deal. Next year, this guy can be put in a cloud flat, dropping back to 25 yards. That means I can't obviously do it here, but in theory, he'd be taking away number 17 right here. That's Hardman. And this play to be bagged, a play that's honestly kind of a money play this year. You have the cross, you have the backside dig route. We've seen that a lot from Dagger and some other stuff. No different than if I go into something like PA slot corner and run something like this. Someone could put a cloud flat and take away that deep corner route easily, just drop him back to 25 yards with zone drops, which is good for the game, but it changes a lot how we do. See right here, this would not be open next year if they're putting their zone drops at the appropriate depths, which a lot of people are going to drop them back to 20, 25 yards. That's going to be the big thing for sure. And what a lot of people are going to honestly start doing is they're going to start double flatting with, something at 25 yards, 20, 25 yards, something at 5 to 10 yards. To be able to take away, something like this where, let's reset the play. This is something like this where they're now going to have 2 flats to be able to take care of both the drag and the crosser. And now their CPU or their user just literally has to guard one underneath route, something like that. It's very annoying from the offense standpoint where things are changing. So you have to be able to adapt to it. That's why something like this, where if people want to start double flatting so much, you can really take advantage of it and hit them with concepts like this, where it's going to be, you're stretching the field horizontally, and with users being nerfed and user speeds being dropped quite significantly, this type of route concept is going to do a very good job. Just be able to stretch the field horizontally while they're willing to double flat. Because imagine here as we jump into instant replay, I know I'm doing this all in one cut, boys, and honestly I could get glitchy with the cuts in this. I just don't feel like it's necessary. I really feel like I'm just kind of going through talking off the top of my head and how my thoughts really are about this and what you guys could do to improve. I know a lot of people are going to struggle. I think it's going to be weird. As soon as zone drops are fixed, I think people are going to struggle with the same passing concepts from last year, because a lot of people on defense are going to put their zone drops at 20, 25 yards, and roll-out corners won't be as big of a thing. Roll-out crossers won't be as big of a thing. But we see right here, this play next year, we're not getting this backwards terrible rack animation where we're getting we catch it 2 yards forward. Instead, we're able to catch it right here next year in the beta we were and turn it upfield for a good 7, 8. And so I really do think you're going to see better passers really come out and have a nice little... Better passers are going to be able to succeed a lot better in this upcoming year. Even concepts like this, I just don't see people running as much. And I mean, people might. I just don't see something like this. It's just not that good. And we see right here, the cloud flight glitches down. But right next year, we're going to have cloud flight to 25 yards. That's going to be the thing that's going to take that away. And as a passer, you have to be able to, run something. Even like this is a really good play. And that's going to be back next year, I believe. It's something like this where we're able to force them to double flat on that left side, take the underneath. And while in this, we're only able to get about 6 yards, and that's without a user click on. Next year, it's going to be about 6, 7 yards with a user click on. That's absolutely huge for just Madden as a whole. It's going to be such a big change. Right here, this route concept, I really believe that these underneath routes with the comebacks are going to be huge next year. Because, look, right here, B is getting taken away by that cloud flat. You have to assume a lot of people, in my opinion, are dropping their clouds, dropping their flats to be about 20 yards, be about 20, 25 yards, because they don't want to use these crossers anymore. These people literally just want to, and me included, just want to put their zones to defend it. That's honestly what we're expecting. And for that reason, I mean, you're going to have to be willing to take these checkdowns right here. Right here, I mean, this was a good example of one working out pretty well. But obviously, in MUT, you're not able to do that so much. So, guys, the biggest point I want to make is that you want to make sure next year passing concepts are going to be very horizontal base instead of spreading the field vertically. If you guys enjoyed this video, found it even a little bit useful, make sure you guys smash the freaking like button. It helps me in the YouTube algorithm. New to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon. Make sure you leave me a comment below. Hashtag CivWave, guys. And with that being said, I guess I'll see y'all in the next video.